So I wrote a post recently, how AWS Cloud is demolishing the cult of youth, and it went bonkers. It's Monkchips in 3 minutes. So what am I talking about? Wrote the post, and stuff started rolling in, and it's one of the few things I've done in terms of Twitter, where just over the course of the day, it just grew. 1,000 likes. Why is that? Because it struck a chord. We live in an age that is saturated with a cult of youth. All the advertising is trying to tell us we have to look young. All these young people, young people forming companies. You know, some of it's outliers. Yeah, and we look at the top tech companies. Sure, if we take Microsoft, Google, Facebook, these companies were founded by people in their 20s. Amazon's a bit different. Amazon, Jeff Bezos had a little bit of experience under his belt before he formed the company. He was 30 years old. So he formed Amazon at 30. Came at it from this perspective, amazing run that company has had. So Amazon this week went through $1,000 per share. This is kind of world historical. At some point, Amazon is going to be a $1 trillion company. How are they doing that? Well, they're growing pretty fast. And obviously they have a lot of young people working there. They're coding away, chewing away engineering, but they're hiring some really interesting people. What happened? They hired James Gosling. That's what kicked off my post. Now, James Gosling, he invented Java back at Sun Microsystems. The guy is like 62. You know, what does that mean? Amazon has said, well, we're going to hire him for his experience and what he can bring in terms of engineering nous. I think that's important. Back a couple of years ago, 2014, they hired Tim Bray. He's now 61. He's still coding. It's not a significant thing that a 61-year-old is writing code, but it's interesting that Amazon is hiring people at that age. Clearly, there are going to be people that are, you know, have a ton of experience, have grown up with tech companies, and have senior roles, but the fact that Amazon is actively hiring them in was what I found interesting. And sure, some people came in, notably it was mostly 22-year-olds saying, what does this say about discrimination? You know, it's not as if they've just hired some junior programmer at 62, and I think that's true. I can see that, but I think what's really important is the signaling we can get from this. And you want both. You want both in a team that's going to be high performing. Sure, you want some juniors there. You do want people that are really hungry, really fresh, going to bring some new ideas here. They can do some reverse mentoring. But you also want senior leaders. And I think too often in this industry, what we're seeing is this tendency to just slough people off, you know, and sort of once you've hit 40, you're kind of no longer relevant. We certainly see that from VC companies. And I think it's a mistake. So well done, Amazon. Well done for setting a marker. And I think this is a debate that's going to continue. You know, Redmonk's going to put something into this because we think there's too much discrimination. I've got some grey in my beard, not quite Gandalf style, but there's definitely plenty of grey there. So it's important to me personally. It may be important to you personally. I'd love to know what you think. That's Monkchips in 3 minutes.